And then in transport-related issues, every time we go a notch down in the lockdown levels, you expect the ripple effect to come into play. A whole lot more people are obviously back at work. But outside of those new complexities, there are long-standing issues within this ministry that for a very long time haven't had a real platform, if you like, for them to be addressed, at least not as an ordinary South African. Today we're hearing of a taxi Lekgotla. It's called the National Taxi Lekgotla Public Discourse Platform. The question is, what does it mean for you and me? And the idea is to essentially be able to centralize some complaints that ordinary South Africans want to lodge against how the taxi system is operating. And we're expecting the Transport Minister, Fikile Mbalula, to be launching this Lekgotla and Public Discourse Platform today. Let's give you more details now and give you a sense of how it's likely to plan out. The Transport Minister, as I mentioned, Fikile Mbalula, is planning to launch that National Taxi Lekgotla Public Discourse Platform this morning. Now, the Public Discourse Platform launch will lay the foundation for engagements by stakeholders and civil society on the future of the taxi industry. Newzroom Africa, Sipha Kema is at one of the busiest taxi sites in Gauteng, and she joins us now live from Tshwane. So, Sipha, it's a mouthful, right? The National Taxi Lekgotla Public Discourse Platform. Help us understand what it's actually meant to mean for ordinary South Africans.
Well, as you mentioned, and of course I am in one of the busiest routes here in Tshwane, which is corner of Madiba and Sisulu. Now, of course, what comes out of the Lekgotla at the end of October, when it's going to take place, of course, is going to affect not only the taxi operators that you see here, but also the public at large, those that use public taxis as a form of public transport to commute. Now, we're talking about just over 70% of South Africans, of course, using the taxi industry as a mode of transport. Now, of course, this will be the first time with this platform where South Africans can actually get involved within the taxi industry. Now, of course, you also said earlier on, Ayanda, that there have been long-standing issues within the industry, apart from, of course, the issues and problems that came with COVID-19. I mean, there have been so many talks regarding regulating the industry, of course, and once we also did a story on a taxi operator who said that as an employee within the industry, I mean, he would be grateful if he could at least get a minimum wage where he knows that he's not responsible to pay for a certain amount, which of course the targeted amount for the day, and when he can't make that amount, he has to take it out of his own pocket. So it's looking to address issues such as that, but also involving the public, not only the public, but stakeholders within the taxi industry. Now, it's also looking at also helping owners. Now, I just want to take you through what is expected today at the launch and who's going to be involved in the talks today. Of course, with the program here of the National Taxi Public Discourse Platform, they do have the Black Business Council that is going to be speaking on behalf of business, of course, and also the Black Management Forum is going to also be talking, giving their own thoughts and opinions and analysis, of course, within the industry. Also looking at labor, which is your FEDUSA and your NECTU as well as also looking at the industry as a whole. Now, of course, we are talking about public transport. That includes e-hailing, Ayanda. E-hailing is also going to be involved in those talks as well. Santaco, of course, is going to be one of those that will be part of the engagement. As we know that they've been quite vocal, especially since COVID-19. We know that there was a big issue with the relief funds, and of course the taxi industry got what it wanted, which was loading at full capacity and of course at a certain condition, and also being allowed to do intra-provincial traveling without permits. That was, of course, before level 2 of the lockdown. Also looking at government coming into the conversation, which is SALGA, and also the Transport Portfolio Committee also was going to have its say today, Ayanda. So quite interesting there. And of course, then I think one of the biggest and most important critical thing about this public discourse platform is that the public at large who actually use the public transport will be able to actually engage the industry and also raise their concerns that they've had for a very long time.